Well, Stevie, that's 2 weeks in a row where you've done the business, and today in particular, this was always going to be a tough one for you, but a 2-2 draw and coming back in that second half is something very, very impressive.
We said to the players today that, no matter what happens here, we wanted to give a good account of ourselves. I think we've done that today. I think we've given a good account of ourselves. Delighted for the players when they got the second goal, because I thought we'd get a wee bit stronger as the second half wore on. We rode our luck in the second half, the first 10-15 minutes, where Ayr put us under real pressure, and we knew that was going to happen. But we said to the players, you're going to have to be resilient, you're going to have to stand up against this, and you're going to have to go and compete. And to be fair, they've done that for us today. They've done magically well to come and take a point from here. You did have a bit of a problem when you lost, was it Jordan McGregor with an injury, and then you had to shuffle a bit? We did. We obviously lost Jordan with the ankle injury. He's rolled it, just in the edge of the box. And in terms of putting Scotty back in there, coming to places like Ayr United, you've got to make sure your back four are settled and compact. Scotty's played there, so he's played there most of last season, part of this season. So we put him in, and it gave us the opportunity to bring Jake on, who's got a bit more pace for us in that wider area, which meant we could still counter-attack. So, and today it's worked for us, and another day it might not have, but today it's certainly, paid its dividends by getting at least a point away from the game. Big player for you there was Willis Furtado up there in the centre. Now, I saw him as a midfielder before, but you've got him up as an out-and-out striker. Willis works so hard at his game, and I think you look at the strength that Willis got, and you look at the strengths that he brings in terms of his pace, his awareness, his hold-up play. He's working hard with us at the moment. We've changed Willis's kind of position at the moment into that position because we feel he gives us a lot in there with that little bit of experience as well. You're right, he likes to play in a wide area. He's effective in a wide area, but in the 2 or 3 games he's played in there, he's been absolutely outstanding for us, and I'm delighted with him. And he's scoring goals. He's scoring goals. He's enjoying himself, and and he likes a wee bit of a tussle as well, and he can cope with it. So we're delighted. And good awareness as well. After that shot came in, well saved by Jordan Hart, I think, and then he was just there. He was aware. He was the first to react. I thought we played a nice wee bit of football leading up to the second goal. I think the cross ball for Jordan, and Jordan's technique for the strike was absolutely fantastic. But you're right, Willis's awareness, when we saying to the strikers, make sure we're picking up seconds off the goalkeepers. Jordan Hart's made a great save off of that, and Willis has pounced to get the goal, so absolutely delighted. Well, Ian, it's quite a hard one here because you're always saying to us about the amount of chances created and everything like that. And we're going to say this back to you today. The amount of chances that you've created in this game and go away with a draw is quite unbelievable. Yeah, we were wasteful. We've only got ourselves to game. We to blame. We dominate from start to finish. Albeit, I thought in the last 20-25 minutes we got ragged looking for a winner and with less spaces and Airdrie were dangerous in the counter-attack. But the penalty was the kind of icing of the chances that we missed, but we missed 3 or 4 other ones that were just great chances. And going in at half-time 1-0 down, I felt I had to be really calm because I didn't want them to change what they were doing. They were playing well, they were moving the ball about nice and sharply, we were stretching them, we'd missed a penalty, we had a couple of other great chances, and I just thought we'd come, but after Andy got his double, after that we had 3 or 4 great opportunities just to put the game to bed and didn't do it. So. Yes, and it's very unfortunate as well for Jordan Hart there with their equaliser. Fantastic save from a blazing volley. And what happens next? Just falls at the feet. Well, it was one of those days that sort of stuff happens. We can't dwell on it. I've got a sign in the dressing room: if we can't win, we don't lose. But I just hope at the end of the season when we look back, we've dominated Alloa and drew 3-3, we dominated Airdrie, drew 2-2. Really, that's 4 points drop. They should have been wins. Anybody who's at the game that knows anything about football knows they should have been wins. So I hope we don't live to regret that. But I think Wraith won today, so they're 4. Is it 4 points clear us now? 5 maybe. So we've got to make that up. But there's plenty of games left. And I wasn't disappointed with the level of performance. I thought we got a bit ragged towards the end, trying to just run about all over the place to get a winner. But it's a game ultimately we should have won. Paddy Boyle. Injured leg again. He got a nasty when it caught it, and is it the same injury? Yeah, it was his same ankle. I think he'll be fine, but he was struggling a wee bit with it. But he's a big player for us. We felt he started the game great, and he gives us that balance on the left hand side, and hopefully he'll be fine for next week. Jamie Adams was touch and go, could maybe have played today, but we didn't want to risk him because he got another 2 weeks to get fit, and he'll be fine for the following game because Forfar away is obviously AstroTurf. So.